Hello all. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, based on from wherever you are watching this. Okay. So for all these years in Dynamic Snap and in Business Central, we have been using format for a lot of things. So in this video, we'll welcome the ToText procedure, which is available in Business Central 26 and higher. We'll understand what we used to do in the past, how we can do it easily in the future, which data type it does support, where it does not support as of today. And then what I want from you is, does it help you in comments? If it helps you, let me know into the comments. If you think that there are other complex data types or other types where you would expect this feature to be introduced, then drop me a comment or create a BC idea. If you drop a comment, then I'll create a BC idea for it, and hopefully Microsoft watches the BC idea. So let's get started. So in version 26, what Microsoft did is they introduced the ToText parameter. And before I start talking about it, let's have a look into the changelog. So when you go into the platform updates, which is the VS Code update more or less, there was a BC idea submitted. Let's see if it is there, which says add, or now it's added ToText method to simple data types. So it's only available for simple data types, and Microsoft have done very good job here of listing which types: BigInteger, Boolean, Bytes, and others, and we'll see an example. I have a demo for it. For simple conversion to text, continue to use format for advanced formatting options. So it's not there that the format is going away and you'll have to start fixing or rewriting your code. But for the future code that you're writing, you should be using the ToText because it's more simpler. And let's see if the idea is there. Yes. So it seemed Gary Winnie, if I'm spelling it correctly, said add a text method to the label data type. And let's see, is there a label data type? Yes, there is one. And it says this allows it then to use a chain function with the dot operator. It would also then support meaningful replacement text you note in the limitation of %1 or #1. The more modern construct would be similar to the way AL index of replacement of old str pass. If you don't know about these, let me know, we'll talk about it. What he's suggesting, that if my label is label text, and then if I'm doing this, I should be able to do ToText. But then let's understand it, because labels are majorly text variables. So is it possible or not? Let's see what Microsoft said. They said, thank you for the suggestion. It's not in roadmap, but it seems it's already in the roadmap now, or it's part of it. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll see a small demo about it. Okay, let me open my VS Code, and here it is. So what I've done is, on the ToText folder of this BC26, I have created some variables, namely a BigInteger, which I can now directly convert to ToText. Now understand what ToText does. It converts the value before the dot, and which is equivalent to calling a format with the value that you're passing with 0 and 0. And now if you don't understand format, let's try doing format. So the format parameters are that you have a value that you're passing, the length, what is the length that you are expecting out of it, and then if there is a formatting character. Now the 0 is the default value, which then translate it to text. So that's what Microsoft is using when they are using ToText. The ToText, they are saying it's equivalent to format, the value, and comma 0, 0. So I'm passing the BigInteger and then seeing it. Same for the Boolean, date, time, decimal, Guid, all. And we'll see that when this gets loaded into, when I open the sales order card. So what I'll do is I'll split my screen and we'll do it side by side. And then we'll see it side by side. Okay, here. So now I'll open sales order and we'll start seeing the message to see what differences we see there. Okay. So when I open a sales order card, the first thing that I get is a number which is converted to text by using the ToText. Nice. Now let's see Boolean. So I'm passing a Boolean whose value is false right now, so it kind of get converted to a text. Now date is also converted to a date. Next is DateTime, which is date and time. Then it's decimal, which I took a value from an existing field, it seems, currency factor, which is empty right now, so it's 0. Now let's see the Guid, which is a Guid converted to a text. Same goes for the integer and same goes for the time. Now till here it's more or less the common data types that we have seen. Now let's come into the complex or a little bit database, if your data type, if you don't know about it, called version. Now version is used to create a version, and you can use the keyword version and then .create, and it needs a major, minor, build and revision version like any other version that you do. In this case, this will create a version 26.1.5.0 and then we'll convert it to text. Now that's got converted. Now interestingly, the byte is an interesting thing, and people who have been doing nav or business central for a number of years, they get into that situation where they need the ASCII value of that field, and it's kind of gets typical there. But now if I pass the C character, the capital C, it will get converted to its ASCII value. So the ASCII value for C is 67, if I'm not wrong. And then with the 67, it kind of converts it to that supported thing. So you don't have to kind of go and do different things to kind of reach to it. Now the interesting is duration. Now what happens with duration? Duration data type is a data type of which kind of stores the delta of two DateTime fields. So here is the DateTime field modified by, and then here is the DateTime field of created by. Now the duration stores it in millisecond, but the way it converts it, it's pretty interesting. So when you click OK, it tells you the difference between date and time in hours, minutes, seconds and millisecond. So if you have to calculate durations in your code, you can now just do it with ToText. And I'm pretty sure that you can, I haven't tried it, but let's see. If I do it like this, okay, can I with this use this? Let me add one more bracket and let me try doing ToText. Okay, it's also supported, so you don't have to create it, right? You can just live with it, doing your calculation and then doing the ToText to it. Now we did talk about labels. So what are labels? Labels are kind of string, fixed string that you append to your code, like this is. Now even Microsoft says label. When I do a label or a sample label, that's my label, and then I look for it, so it does everything. But when I look for 2, it only have 2 upper and 2 lower, which is converted to the uppercase or to the lowercase, but there's no to string. Now I'm a little bit confused that even if I do a %1, that will not change how labels are processed. So if I do a 2, it still comes to 2 lower, 2 upper. So even if the Microsoft documentation here says that it considers label, I don't see a ToText on the label, and maybe I'm missing something. So if you know something that I'm missing, let me know into the comments. Now we know what you have to do. I have 3 requests from you at this point, that if you think this was useful and this will impact someone who is new into development or who's been doing development for a very long time and should know it, do share this video with at least one person on your social media so that people get noticed about these kind of features. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and do let me know into the comments what other features that you want me to explore and then record a video about it. As I always say, that this is your channel and you decide what content will be published on this channel. So do let me know into the comments. I'll see you sooner than later into the next video. Till then, keep learning and keep sharing whatever you're learning. Thank you. and have a nice day.